In the glittering halls of Hollywood, tales of meteoric rises and dramatic falls have almost become a genre of their own. Few journeys, however, are as messy, gripping, and unmistakably human as that of Shia LaBeouf, a child star turned global icon whose life has often read like a tabloid saga. From beloved Disney darling to boundary-pushing performance artist, Shia's story is not just a cautionary tale. It's an unfiltered glimpse into the true cost of fame and the challenging path toward redemption. How do people survive the pressures of early success? Can anyone truly navigate the bright lights of Hollywood unscathed? Once upon a time, long before the headlines and avant-garde stunts, Shia LaBeouf was the face of Disney's Even Stevens. With his mop of unruly hair and comedic timing sharper than a samurai's sword, the young actor quickly became television gold. The show was a hit, and Shia's star rose alongside it, earning him a Daytime Emmy in 2003. Yet behind the laughter and applause, life was far from easy. Raised by a father who performed as a rodeo clown and a mother who was a dedicated dancer, Shia's early years were chaotic, often tight on money and stability. Can you imagine growing up in a household where creativity and survival had to coexist? How might that shape someone's ambitions? For Shia, acting was more than a passion. It was a path to a better life. From digging holes in the ground to digging into Hollywood opportunities, his career took off with the film Holes in 2003. Proving that even the humblest beginnings could lead to something remarkable. This breakthrough opened the floodgates. I, Robot, Disturbia, and eventually the blockbuster juggernaut Transformers. By the age of 21, Shia LaBeouf had become an A-lister, movie star, red carpet regular, and a figure many teenagers idolized. But behind the fame and flash photography, questions lingered. Does early success carry hidden costs? And when someone reaches the top so quickly, can they ever feel grounded again? Shia even landed a role in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, swinging alongside Harrison Ford as if he had been born holding a whip. Stardom, it seemed, had fully arrived, and the world watched as the young actor transitioned from teen heartthrob to blockbuster fixture. Yet, by the 2000s, Shia's public persona had shifted. The once polished leading man was now more of a walking question mark. Interviews began to feel like performance pieces themselves, with Shia appearing perpetually irritated, distant, or deliberately inscrutable. How much of this behavior was an act, and how much was a reflection of inner struggle? Can someone truly be themselves under the constant scrutiny of fame? Then came the infamous premiere where Shia arrived wearing a paper bag over his head that read, "I am not famous anymore." The moment left audiences scratching their heads. After all, he was literally on the poster. But it wasn't a prank, it was part of his foray into performance art. One piece had him sitting silently in a room while strangers came in, stared at him, and occasionally watched him cry. Was this brave experimentation or a public unraveling? And when does performance art cross the line into vulnerability that makes audiences uncomfortable? In 2013, Shia released a short film, HowardCantor.com, which drew almost entirely from a comic by Daniel Close. Accusations of plagiarism flew fast and furious, and then, in a bizarre twist, his apology itself was plagiarized from someone else's speech. Fans were stunned, and many in the industry stopped returning his calls. Shia defended the actions as a form of meta art, exploring creativity and theft, but Hollywood largely refused to accept the explanation. Was this audacious creativity or self-sabotage? And how do we separate genuine artistic experimentation from reckless behavior in the public eye? Public breakdowns became increasingly frequent, painting a portrait of a star struggling to reconcile his past success with his present ambitions. The line between genius and chaos blurred, leaving both fans and critics wondering what came next. Can someone ever fully recover their reputation once it's tangled with controversy? Or does reinvention require leaving the past entirely behind? In 2014, Shia's struggles became painfully public. He was arrested for causing a disturbance during a Broadway show, yelling at audience members and clashing with police. A headline-grabbing episode that reminded everyone fame does not protect from consequences. 3 years later, he faced another arrest, this time in Georgia, where footage surfaced of him lashing out with racist and violent language toward officers. The video went viral, not in the fun or viral meme sense, but as a cautionary spectacle. In response, Shia openly acknowledged his struggles with anger and alcohol and voluntarily entered rehab. Yet public support was waning, and the industry's patience was thinning. How does repeated public misbehavior affect the perception of talent? Can the act of admitting mistakes ever truly restore trust? Then, in 2020, the situation escalated dramatically. British musician FKA Twigs filed a lawsuit, accusing Shia of emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. Around the same time, singer Sia came forward with similar allegations. Shia did not deny everything. In a rare moment of raw honesty, he admitted he had hurt people and expressed deep shame. The industry's response was swift and severe. Projects were dropped, contracts dissolved, and former allies vanished. The boy who had once charmed audiences as the voice of a penguin in Surf's Up had become persona non grata. What does it mean for someone to face accountability in both public and private spheres? Can acknowledgement of wrongdoing ever fully repair relationships and reputations? Amid the turmoil, a flicker of artistic clarity emerged. In 2019, Shia released Honey Boy, a semi-autobiographical film he wrote during rehab. He portrayed his own father, a complex figure, abusive, erratic, deeply flawed, while exploring the childhood that had shaped him. The film was brutally honest, and critics and fans alike were moved by its vulnerability. For a brief moment, it seemed Shia might be finding a path to understanding himself. But the chaos was far from gone. Later, a documentary on his acting workshop revealed him employing intense psychological techniques, sometimes berating students in ways that made audiences uncomfortable. Can someone truly evolve while still wrestling with the methods and behaviors that shaped them? How do we reconcile creative genius with the shadow of past harm? He spoke openly about finding peace, purpose, and forgiveness, a stark contrast to the days of paper bags and plagiarized apologies. Some fans were inspired by his transformation, while others simply raised eyebrows and muttered, "Wait, he's a monk now?" In 2024, Shia appeared in Megalopolis, a massive Francis Ford Coppola film. The project marked a significant moment, a return to serious acting and what many viewed as a Hollywood redemption arc. How does the industry respond to someone with such a checkered past when they return with renewed focus? Can talent outweigh controversy in the long run? In the film, Shia portrayed an elderly man grappling with profound loss, forced to live with his wife after she passes from cancer. The movie resonated with audiences and critics alike, showcasing his ability to channel raw emotion into nuanced performances. Though the film was a success, it did not propel him back to household name fame overnight. Can an artist achieve meaningful success without recapturing past celebrity? Is critical acclaim enough to validate personal growth? Earlier, in 2015, Shia starred in The Last Man on Earth, another major success that further cemented his versatility as an actor. His experiences both in front of and behind the camera laid the foundation for a growing career as a director, proving that his creativity could thrive even amidst personal challenges. What lessons can emerging artists draw from someone who has navigated such dramatic highs and lows? Can resilience and self-reflection ever fully repair a career that has been so publicly turbulent?